Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Yuki, the trainer from AiHouse. So in this video, we are going to introduce the custom cabinet functions with your guide. So let's first get into our AI design interface. And you can see we already get into the cabinet design mode. What we are going to introduce today including three parts. The first is that this top right menu, and the second part is the right-click function, like right-click the cabinet and right-click the wall. And the third part is the parameters panels for the cabinet. Like when you left-click to select the cabinet, and it will show. Now let's start our first part. It's about this top right menu. And the first is to select mode, select panel, select space, and select unit. And the first thing is to select the panel. Like when I left-click this cabinet, you can see we can only select this whole cabinet. And if you want to select the right panel, you need to come here to select the panel. And then left-click the panel, then you will select the right panel. And it also has a shortcut key, B key. You can also hit the B key to escape from the panel select mode. And now we are under the unit select mode. And when I left-click the doors, and it will only select the door unit. If you want to select the whole cabinet, then you can hold the Shift key and left-click the door panel again. It will select the whole cabinet. So let's go back to see the next one. It's to select the space. However, for the select the space, it's used to create a free cabinet by yourself. And if you want to know this function, you can go to check our free cabinet design videos. So now let's go back to select the unit part. Under the select unit part, the function is different from the select panel. So we're going to introduce the select unit function first. The first thing is installation. You can come here to install the countertop, top molding, toolkit, bottom molding, lighting, handle, or free handle, door, irregular shaped door, back panel, drawer, curved door, sliding door, support legs. At this counter, you can come here to use this to countertop installation. Then if you recognize the areas that need to install the countertop, it will show in blue. If it didn't show the blue area, you can return and use the countertop installation again. Then you can see at the right side, you need to select the section and materials and also control the parameters for it. Like you need to select the front splash first. Double left click to select it and the back splash. Still the same way, double left click, then to select the material for it. After you convert the sections and materials, you can go to the top to change the parameters. Then hit the generate button to generate the countertop. The next thing is the top molding. You can hit the top molding installation. For the top one, still the same, go to the left side to select the modules and material. Then hit convert to generate. Next, we are going to install the toolkit. You can hit the toolkit installation. Then it will recognize the area that needs toolkit. Select the module, material. And here is the section height. You need to make sure that the section height is set as the height of this. You just hit the convert key to install it. And going to the top, you can also install the bottom molding or the handle. For the special doors, to be producible, you need to select this one, this curved door. So let's go back to the top right menu to see the next function. This is for the free cabinet create mode. And here is the product library. You can see this product library is almost the same with the product layout here. Then let's go to the next is this AI decorative accessory. You can use this AI decorative accessory to help you to place decoration inside. Like place this in this single space. It will help you to place some decorations inside. You can change it or remove it, and if you think it's okay, you can directly close it. Now I remove it. So let's go to the next is to see this one. This is the style brush. There are 4 types of style brush for you. The first is only brush the materials, and the second is to brush the style. Like when you right click the wall, for the old doors, it will have the style. You can change the styles in all doors and change its materials in all materials. Like now, I only select a single cabinet and right click to change its style. I change it to this type. Then I can use this one, Style Painter, to paint these styles to the other doors. And for its materials, I didn't paint it, so I can select this door again and use material brush to paste this to the other doors. And if you want to paste the material and styles together, you can come here to see this Style Material Painter. And right click to end the painting. What's more, it also has the panel shade brush. It will paste the shade on the panel. And I will show this function with your guide later. Next is the Align function. You can consider it as the movement function. Like now, I drag and drop one out. Then I can click the Align function. You can see there are 6 arrows on this cabinet. Then you can left click one of it. Like you want to apply from which side. Then you select this part. Then you can select the target part. Then if you move to here. What's more, you also have the Translate Align and also the Precious Move. You can use the Precious Move. Then now you can select the side, the line, or the point. Like now I select the side, I want it to move to this part. Then you need to hit the space key to place it. Or you want to align the line, you can select one line, then align to this part, and hit the space key to place it. However, for the point align, you need to select 3 points first. Second, and its target. Third, target for the third one. Then if you move to here. So this is the Align function. You can hit the escape key to escape from this function. Now let's go to see the next function is the measurement. You can see here has almost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 1. So the first is this precious measurement. You can use precious measurements to measure the distance in parallel. So you can select the first side and the second part, this part and this part, and right click to end select. You can also select the line to line. So this is the first, the precious measurement. And the second is to measure the element. You can select one of the cabinet and then to measure its distance to other. Then it will show the distance. So you can right click to end the command. And the next thing is the part. You need to select a module first and then hit the part. Then you can see when you move your rulers, it will show the distance to the others. And if you want to change their distance, you just left click again to fix the distance, then double left click and input the value to change their distance. So right click to end it. The next one is to check the distance between 2 panels. These 2 panels can be not in parallel. So and the first panel and the second one, then it will show you their distance. And right click to end the command. Next thing is to show the countertop side. You just hit it and it will show you the countertop side. And the last is the ruler. Like now for this cabinet, let's hit O key to open the door first. And use the ruler display. Then you can see here have these 3 types. The first is the unit. You can select this one to show the unit size. Or the interior space. Select it to show the interior space. Or the panel size. Under the unit mode, you can also display the size of all units. Hit display all to show all of them. Then you can hit escape key to escape from it. This is for the measurement. Next, we are going to see this mode. This 3-axis mode movement, you can left click to select it. Then you can select one of the cabinet. Now we are under 3-axis movement. Then it will show you these 3 arrows and these 2 round arrows. You can left click and hold your mouse to move it or rotate it. And next is the point capture. You can use this point capture to move it. Like you want to select this point Then if you snap to your cursors down to find the target one to place it. Like you want to place it here. And the last is the edge capture. Select edge and select the target one and left click to place it. So for this 3-axis movement, you can also hit the tab key to change it. Like now, let's move this out first. And when you hit the tab key, you can see here there's 316 degrees rotation mode for you. And when you move your cursors on one of the circle, then you can hold your mouse to move it. And hit the tab key again. Then if you get into this extension mode, then you can left click and hold your mouse to change its size. And hit the tab key again if you're back to this mode, this 3-axis movement. One more thing I need to tell you is that under this 3-axis movement, you can hit the space key to rotate it. And now the center is the center of this. However, when you hit the tab key under this extension mode and you hit the space key, it will still rotate, but the centers will change. Now the center is the upper left corner of this cabinet. So let's go back to see. Next is this 3-axis rotation. And you can see it's this one. So you can directly hit the tab key to change the mode. And this move, you can left click and hold your mouse to move it. So let's go to the next one is this sync filter. You can use these sync filters to show the same thing. Let's refresh it. You can see here to select the material, cabinet unit, panel, and the door. Like at the panel, you can select the panel type, like all the left size panel. Then you can see the system will help you to select all the left size panel. And moving down, you can also filter the thickness, materials, and here you can also use the focus functions to focus on the panel. Then what you can do is to batch edit them to change their material, to change their substrate or the thickness. This is the filter function. Next is this stretch mode. For the stretch mode, you can select it, then you can use stretch mode, then it will show all these arrows. So which means you can also use the tab key to change it to the stretch mode. Next, we'll go to this global edit. The first is the global parameters. You can use the global parameters to change all the parameters at the same time. In here, like for this foot height, we can come here to change all of them to 120. You can also search the parameters you would like to change at here. Like just search the shrinkage, then it will show you some like the lower shrinkage value for the upper edge of the door panels. Then you can change this at here. Now let's check one of the cabinet. Then you can see its elevation now it's 120. And next is this style replacement. You can come here to change all the styles for everything in your space. Like for the unit, for the door, handle, drawer, and even the top molding. So this is what you can use to do with the style replacement. The third is that the structure parameter configuration. For this structure parameters configuration, you can come here to select your enterprise structures scheme that created by your enterprise administrator account. And you can come to the insights to change its default things and save it. And even apply this to the single cabinet, a single space, or the whole house. Then the next time when you drag and drop out the cabinets from your enterprise library, then it will read the structures and the parameters from the scheme that you set as default. So let's close this and see the next function. So next is to check. You can come here to check all the door, the units, or check whether there is interference. Like for the door, you can left click to show all the doors details and hit the escape key to escape it. Next thing is where you can get the drawing. Here you can get the CADs for the cabinets that you create. You can also select a single cabinet and to get the CAD for it. Second one is to get a street view drawing. If you don't have the CAD software in your computer, you can use Edit Export to export it online, like this one. And up here, you can add the remarks add the view text, frame text, and even mode it. After you confirm everything is okay, then you can go to the bottom left corner to export the PDF or export the DWG format file. So let's go back. Third is the annotate graph. You can use this annotate graph to get the dimension size information for your factory or for your customer. And at the upper, you can see the first is to select the view. The view is this blue box. Then you can select it at 4 by 3, 3 by 4, 16 by 9, 9 by 16. Then you can select the view from the front view. And here is the display. You can display nothing or still leave the cabinet door. And I didn't close the cabinet door, so if you want to get the drawing, you can close it or leave it. And next is the scheme. You can use the perspective one or the ortho one. And here is to take the dimension per distance of this one. You can hold the control key to select all of them, then to mark the part size of all of them. And if you think there are too many, you can left click to select them and then delete them if you don't need it. You can also move the position of the value. And going up, you can also see here have the one key remarks. You can change it to the line interior or the color internal annotation and the color diagram. There are 3 types for you. After you configure it, you can save the label. Here is where you can delete all these remarks and come here to set up the parameters. Like when you confirm it is good, then you can come here to export the drawing like this type. So now let's go back. And the last drawing is for the countertop drawing. You can click here to get the drawing for your countertop. Then you can see all the details for the countertop. Or even place some marks or place some lead text on it. Then to export the drawing, like when you finish your design, you want to get your quotation, you can go to here, the module quotations to get the quotation. At the left side is the list of the offering. This is the unit, and all the cabinet details are left inside. And if you want to change the value, just double left click to change it. And if you want to input the price, you can come to the upper part. Here is the price entrance. Then you can double left click to input the unit price. What's more, at the top menu, it also has the unit configuration. And here you can replace the logos. Then after you confirm everything is good, then you can download this to your local. Also, you can custom your own quotation. Like for different panels or for different drawers, if you have different price, then you can custom them. If you want to know more about the enterprise quotation custom, you can go and check our quotation tutorial videos. So now let's go back. Next, we are going to talking about the top wide menu functions for the panel. Here you can see there are many shapes that you can make on the panel. Like now, I select this door panel and come here, this open hole. Select what type of hole shapes you wanted. Like for this circle one, then you can see at this panel there will be a circle at here. You can change these 2 values to change its position. Also change its dimension, rotate it, mirror it, and even arrow it. Then for the arrow, you need to select the direction first and how many you want it. And for this quantity, it will also include the existing ones. Then select the interval and hit apply. Then it will help you to make this hold on it. So this is how you can make a hole. The next thing is to do a chamfer. Like when you select this cabinet, you can hit do a chamfer on it. Then you need to select the point. What type of shape you want to make on it. Like this type. And you can come to the pop-up window to input the radius and the numbers. Like input 100, then it will be more smoothly. And for this number, the larger the number, the smoother the art. Okay. So like now, I only have 2 points, and if you want to break the point, you can select this orange point and hit the break up. Then you will get 2 more points. Then you can do a chamfer on this point again. This is for the chamfer function. So now let's continue to see the next one is do a diagonal spell. This is to change the join masons between the 2 panels. I can left click this function first. Here has 2 types. You can select 2 panel, hold the control key to select it and hit convert. Then you can see its joint mason is changed. Next is a special shade panel library. You can select this part to show the special shade one. Then double left click to make this style on it. Next, we are going to see this one. This is the edit panel shade. You need to select board first, then left click to get into this one. When you get inside, you need to make sure that the view is correct. Like you go to the bottom left corner. You can right click to rotate it, left click to move it, and zoom in to show it. Then now you can see this red arrow is at the left side, and the blue one is at the bottom. And you can, the green one, right. And the red one, left side, green one, bottom, so it's correct. If it is not correct, you can go to the bottom right corner here to rotate it. Rotate it to the same view, same position. At the left side is the library that you can use. Like you can select this one to make a shape on it. Left click and then move your cursors in to place to the part you want it to make. You can also see it in this 3D view. The next is this public part. You come here to select this horizontal, lateral, or the forward. You can select this one. Then if you make this type of shape appear, here you can do a milling on it. Like this little star, select it. Then place it to the place you want it. Then it will be placed in. Here is the personal library. When you finish the designs of this panel, you can go to the upper part to save it to the library. So let's see the upper part. Here is where you can import the CAD, and next is to draw the panel. And when you left click, it will prompt you that the whole board size will be cleaned and whether you want to continue. And when you carry it and you can see the whole board will be missed, then you can create a board by yourself. Left click to place the light and make a space, then you can create this type of board. Here is where you can draw a milling pattern. Then you can select the start point, end point that you want to milling. Then you draw a space, then it will milling like this type. Next is the circular and the rectangle, and this is to make a slot path. Then like this start from here to here. Then zoom in, you can see here is this type of shape. You can also select here and go to the right side to change its depth. Like the thickness of this panel is 18, so you can change this to 15 like this. Then you can make a groove up here. So still the stand for this part, you can select it and go to the right side to change its depth. If you want to make this groove inside, so you can go to the right side. Here is the positive and negative. Then this one will be placed inside. Like now you want to add a point on it, like after the 3, between this 3 and 4, you just select the 3, then to hit add point. Then if you add a point at the middle of it. You can also change the position of it. Then to do some change on this 4 point, like go to the right side. Here is what you can do on it. And at the right side is the whole edit panel things, like the panel type and dimension and its build action. and some parameters you can change it here. And at the bottom, here is where you can show the grid or not. And it's the ruler interval. Now you can input it 100. Then you can see its interval is changed. This is for the 2D panel at this canvas. And you can save the operation and then return. Here you can see what we just do on this panel. And see at the right side, this group that we placed at another base. Now you can select this panel and use the brush to panel shape brush. Brush on another panel. Actually, at the outside, you can also do some channel it. You can just select the point and the chamfer function will show out. This is all for the top right menu. Then we are going to our second part is the right click function. Like now I right click the cabinet. Then you can see here the order splitting. You can place your order to the AI cut list. Moving next is this materials. You can come here to change the material for the carcass, for the door, for the handle, hardware, or even rotate the texture. Like now you can come here to change the material. If you want to put it for production, you need to make sure that the material will have the substrate. If the material have the substrate, you will see at here the substrate plywood like this one. You can select it to change it. Then when you place the order for production, it will have substrate information. Next is the door. You can come here to change the door styles. You can see here have panel type and the door style. What does it mean? Right click the whole wall and come here the old door. You can see now have the panel type, door style, and the drawer, the three one. For the panel type, you will change both the doors and the drawer styles together. And if you want to change them separately, then you can use this tool to change them separately. Because for the drawer styles, the texture will be the horizontal type. So if you use the panel type to change both of them, then maybe you need to change the drawer texture by yourself. So let's move to the next one. It's for the handle. You can come here to replace the handle. Just hit replace. Then you will go to the library. Just select the handle you like and hit the select key. Then it will change. You can also insert, hit the insert to insert a handle and even make the handle alive. Because like when you left click the door, you can go to the right to see this handle things. You can left click the handle. Then you can adjust all the details for the handle, like its position, and for the right side, like now I change this to 40 and hit enter key. Let's close the door first. Then you can see the handle positions are indifferent. So for the align function, you can select the one that you want it to move, then right click here, handle, and hit align, then select which one you want it to align. Just left click it, then it will align with that one. So this is the functions for the handle. Let's move to the next, is still for the countertop, and you can see all the installation function you can achieve by the right click, like install countertop, molding, lighting, sliding door. And here is where you can install the fillers. And if you want to put these cabinets into production, you need to install the filler by this way. And let's moving down is the appliance and hardware, like where you can install the sink and stove and other kitchen appliance. Like now, let's delete this countertop first. Because for this one, I select it, you can go to the upper right corner to see. Its name is a sink forward cabinet. So we need to install a sink for it. So I just right click and here install sink and select the style you like. However, make sure that the dimension will fix this cabinet. Like now the cabinet size is 800. So you can move your cursors on this little icon, then it will show you the dimension. Now I want to select a smaller one, like dimension now. The width is 780, so I just double left click to select it. It will also notice you to install the tab. So you just hit select key, then it will show you the library. Just select the type you want it. Double left click, then you will get it. This is for the sink. And for the stove, it's still the same method. Select the stove cabinet and right click. Then go to find this appliance and hardware. Stove installation. Then select a type. Double left click to place inside. It will notice you to install the hood. However, you cannot install it because you can select the hood from the library, or you can install it later after you place the hood cabinet if you need it. So I just directly close this one. However, sometimes if this hood is too big and the stove cabinet is not enough, then you can make a corner cut on it. Like select this one and right click, and select this one and go to the right side. It has a closed cabinet incision of stove. Then you can come here to left click to select make an incision at left side or right side or both sides. Like now I left side. And let's hide this cabinet. Then you can see I had made an incision here. Let's continue the introduction for the right click. Next we are going to see this one, add functional part. You can hit this one to add functional part inside the cabinet. Like now I hit OK. Select this one and right click. Then it will ask you to add functional part. It also has a shortcut key G. So now I just left click this one. Then you can see here is the library. Like for the panel, you can come here to select the panel. Like this natural plate, you just play inside. Let's hide the door. Like you can see now when I place this at the middle, there will be a blue line. And now you can see the left space and the right space are same. So let's select this cabinet again and hit the G key to go back to the material library. Like now, if you want to place a shelf, here have three types for you to select, like the laminate, adjustable one, fixed one. And you need to select the one that you need it because they will install the different connectors. So you need to select them based on the connectors you are going to use. So let's continue, and you can see here we'll have this broken back. Like when you use it and place this inside and close this one, it will block the back panel. And at the bottom right part, you can also see this little pop-up window. It will ask what type you want it, like strut, nailing, and the last one, not break the back panel. You need to select these things here. So now let's go back to the library, and you can see here also have other types for you, like this right click and hardware, some cabinet functional parts, glass laminate functional parts, mantle storage cabinet functional parts, and this type lighting. So this is the library for the kitchen cabinet. And later we will also introduce the functional part for the wardrobe because the libraries are different. So let's move down. Is this accessory parts? Like at this accessory parts, you can left click here to add some accessory for this cabinet. Like you want to add a hinge for it. Then you double left click. Now you need to select it and hit the select button. And you want to install with 2 quantity and hit convert. However, it will not show. Yeah, you can see it will not show how. But you can get a list, accessory list, like for this one. Then you can get a quotation for this hinge in AiHouse. Let's move to the next is to add the accessory. You can add the seasonal pull basket or side multi-pull basket, dish basket. Here's many baskets for you to select. I will use one as demonstrate. Like I drag and drop one out. and hit the B key to delete one. Then I want to install a basket inside. Then we need to change the door's style, like left click the door, go to the right side to see the door lift property. Here's the type. Then you can change it to the drawer front. Then hit the OK. It will be like this open styles. I select this one, right click to delete the handle first. I'll delete it. Then I select this part and right click, add accessory, and I want to add a seasonal pull basket inside. Make sure the size is suitable for it. Like now you can see the 3 one is for the left one, so I'm going to use this one. Okay, the size is suitable. So I just drag and drop inside. Now it's placed at the middle. You need to make sure it will connect with the door. So you need to move your cursors on the door. Now you can see its position is changed and it will connect to the door. Then you can hit OK to open it. If you are not place your cursors on the door, like this part, then when you hit the OK, it will not connect it with the door. So this is how you can create your own seasonal pull basket cabinet. Let's delete this one and continue. Now is the format brush. It's still the same with the top white menu, so I'm not going to introduce it again. Then we are going to see this angle cutting. First, we will do this cabinet chamfer. Let's use this one to show it. Right click and go cutting. The first is doing a chamfer on it. You can see this pop-up window, it will show what it can achieve, like this type. And first you need to select the vertical direction, horizontal, or the front and back direction. For the vertical direction, you can select it to be doing it here. The color will be more deeper. Then go back to the pop-up window to input the parameter, the width and depth. For the width and depth, you can see this little icon. The width is for this part and depth is for here. Then you just input the width and depth. Then left click the other part. Then you will make a chamfer at here. You can also control the other parameter. And here you can also delete the one that you just create. And one more thing, like when you create a part like this and you want the left panels to become the original one, then you need to close the chamfer first. Hit the B key to select this panel. Then you can see this panel functions. Then find this edit panel shape. Left click to get inside. And at the right side, you can see this cabinet chamfer. You can uncheck it. Then save it. Return. Then you can see it will be back to the original. So let's continue and do a bevel cutting. Then you can do a diagonal cutting. It will be this type. And now I'm going to do it at the top right. And the width and height will also show at here. You just need to input it. Like 200. Here is also 200. Then you just hit the convert key to see its effect. It will be like this type. And for this one, you can see the outside cutting. Then it will be some overlap here. More closer, then you can see this overlap. However, if you select inside cutting and hit convert, then it will be a gap here. So this is the joint method. You need to select it based on your enterprise structures. And next is the filler. Now I select cover sideboard and hit convert, and it will cover the side. So this is the bevel that you can make on a cabinet. Now you can right click. Here is all materials, where you can change all the materials for the cabinet. And all doors, or handle, or countertop, or lights. And the third part we are going to talk about is the parameters for single units or panels. Like now I select this cabinet, And at the right side, you can change its name. And here you can change its width, depth, and height. Like you want to change its width from the right side. Let's delete this part first. Then you can directly add to 100 like this, or directly input the value. Going down is the parameters. Next is the movement function and rotation function. You can directly input the values here to move it. And you can see the positive number moving right, negative number moving left. You just double left click, then it will show you where is the left and right. Like I want this to moving right, I just input 500, then it will help us to move it to here. And this is the rotate part. Going down, you can see here is the styles, where you can change the materials of this cabinet and change the styles of this cabinet. And let's left click these doors to see its parameters. And you can see its cover methods, and including the 4 directions. Moving down, you can see the door lift property, its type, and its open direction. You can change it at here. Extension function, and let's go down. Here is where you can make adjustment on the handle, and here is where you can rotate the texture. Like now I select this drawer, and it didn't show this texture function. Then you need to hit the B key and left click this drawer. No response, so we just right click. Then it will show the door lift for this drawer. You can rotate the textures. Now let's go into see some other things in the wardrobe designs. So now we are getting in the wardrobe designs. For the top white menus, they are almost the same. And in the wardrobe, you can hit the G key, and we are going to introduce these libraries. You can see in the wardrobe, the first thing is the general board, still the same, and here also divided into like the laminate, movable on fixed shelves, display, also the broken back. Here also has some special shade panels and the glass one, and this is a drawer function. And for the drawers that you place in the wardrobe, you can come here to use the drawer assembly. Just drag and drop it inside. And if you need to avoid, if you want it to indent someplace, then you can use this part. You can see it will directly indent for a little bit. What's more, if you want to find some parts for the wardrobe, you can come wardrobe functional parts here. The first is this hanger. You can use the hanger directly, drag and drop it out to use it. Like now, if I want like 4 or 5 pieces of shelf, I can just place one and right click and use this evenly divide to like place 4 inside. Then you can see the system will help us to directly place 4 panels inside. Okay, this is all the introductions for the functions in the cabinet customs mode. In our next videos, we are going to talk about tool setting, this whole house customizations that related to the cabinet things. Okay, see you at the next video. Goodbye.